Hello, it's Colette. Welcome to my channel. And today we're doing another book review. It's not a self-help book or whatever, it's a novel or novella because it's quite a little book, but it packs some punches. Let me read just back so you get an indication of what's going on. It's again the visitor, Christopher Chase Walker. It says Satan, in the form of a bewildered and naked old man, arrives in Brighton one dark and snowing December morning. That night, a gull kills itself trying to get at Lucy Cuthman's, a charity worker in her early 30s, through her bedroom window. A thick fog descends over the city and lingers. The old man is twice attacked on the streets before finding a squat where Geoffrey Cantor, our cultured and Byron-quoting narrator, lives. The old man discovers he has a mesmeric singing voice and starts to busk around Brighton. He attracts the attention of Lucy, who is so diabolically enchanted that she can only see him as a beautiful young boy in need of help. In this guise, the old man visits her at work one evening and promptly disappears. Hopelessly beguiled, Lucy searches everywhere for him. Meanwhile, mysterious bundles of money start turning up at her charity. So that's kind of the main parts of the story, actually. So what did I make of it? I actually really liked it. It was short. I could have read it all in one sitting, but I didn't want to. Now, that for me, people say, well, some people said in my own books, I read it in one sitting, I couldn't put it down. And that's lovely, and people think that's great. But with this book, I could have read it in one sitting, but I didn't want to because I realised that it was quite short. And also, I was loving the writing. The author has got away with words, and obviously the narrator, Byron-esque, has a way with words, and that in itself is worth maybe reading a chapter and then going back and reading it again. So what I would say first is I love the writing. The author took what I would say is quite a few risks and went against sort of the laws. There's one part of dialogue, well, from the narrator, when he's trying to describe something, and literally it's half a page with probably just all commas in it. But in reading it, you literally are caught up with the sort of speed and with what he's trying to go over and how important it is and how it's running into one another. And initially, if you just looked at it, you think, hell, that's a huge sentence, that's against all the rules, oh my god. But as sort of a narrator's dialogue, it actually works really, really well. And actually went back and read it a couple of times and thoroughly enjoyed it and thought, yeah, this is really, really good. So the writing, when the narrator's involved, and there's times where he's not, but when the narrator's involved, it's very, 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 I love the narrator's language. Also, this is a book for certain types of people who would love the narrator, and I have a friend who I know will love this simply because of a certain love of certain narrators that he has, and that's a kind of clue, but I'm not going to give that part away because it's only as you read the book you realise more about the narrator himself. So from the writing point of view, absolutely loved it. Just beautiful writing, very different in different stages of the book. The story itself was kind of beguiling, it was right from the start, the premise of this sort of old man who was in some way satanic or whatever, that could beguile people with his singing, and people were throwing all their money at him, and then when they walked away, like, what was that about? But he was almost like a Pied Piper kind of character, but for people's money, and at the same time the charity needed money. So the story itself was really quite intriguing, and that's kind of what annoyed me when it finished, because it finishes at a part that I want to know more. I want to know what happened to Lucy and the old man, and I'm hoping that there'll be more of this, or is it going to be just one of these fantasy stories that stops and lets your own imagination take you to, you know, that ending. I would love if this was, you know, part of a short series. I definitely would buy it. I would, and if it had been put out as a novel with what happens after that in it, oh my goodness, I would have bought that too, no problem at all. It's intriguing. The writing's fantastic. The characterization, again, is really, really good, but you're left maybe wanting more to understand the characters a wee bit more, because it kind of just finishes. The character of Lucy, the understanding of her was great. The narrator, such a good character, thoroughly enjoyable, and his friends, very, very funny. The old man character was intriguing, and the young boy that Lucy saw rather than him was a character that I would want to know more. I would want to know, you know, why the satanic character took on the young boy, and if there's any relevance of that in another part of the story or another story. So the characters were really good. I loved the Belinda character as well. So they just were really good characters, and even in a kind of novella, they did hold their own very well. I'm not saying that they didn't. They were they were intriguing characters, all very different. But to me, this just opens up what next for all those characters, what next for the narrator, and I definitely would want to know more. So I didn't read it all in one go. I wanted to enjoy it over a few days, particularly the writing and the description and the sort of creepiness of the mist, etc., and the earthquakes that happen in Brighton. So, and obviously people that are in Brighton will know maybe some of their addresses and this, that, next thing, and that would be intriguing as well. So, yeah, just really good book. I think it's John Hunt. Let me just have a wee look at this. It's an imprint of John Hunt. Cosmic Egg Books, which I believe is kind of fiction with a kind of twist or a surreal aspect to it. I'm not sure, but I think that's what it is. So if you're looking for a wee sort of wicked Christmas or New Year present or solstice present or whatever, I think this would be nice for anyone that loves kind of fantasy and just generally likes good writing. So there we go, The Visitor by Christopher Chase Walker. Definitely one to look into, and also Mr. Walker anymore. I'm intrigued to go and find your first novel or whatever, and maybe get a copy of that, because I love your writing style. I just want to know more. I want to know what happens when this book stops. So anybody, good book, enjoyable book, a book that would make you think, and good characters, excellent writing, very enjoyable. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed that. Join me on my channel, please subscribe. The subscribe button's, no, it's that way. I'll add the subscribe button at the end, so it should be there. The picture of me, if you press it, will take you into subscribe. What was that about? I don't edit, so this little bit, when I'm doing the reviews, I'm fine. When I'm dealing with technology, it's like, oh my God. Anyway, I'll be doing more book reviews over the next few weeks, and looking forward to telling you about some of my favourite books that I've been asked to review over the last few months. I do have a wee bit of a pile, but I'll catch up. I don't believe in hurrying through books when they're there to be enjoyed. So, yeah. Join me on my channel, and I look forward to reviewing more books for you further down the line. Many blessings now. Bye.